Okay guys, so back out on the bank. It's the tail end of Storm Amy. It's Sunday today, so Saturday we came up to Wetlands Fisheries, came across the country. It was about 2.5 hours drive, and we've managed to get in peg 6. As you can see, there's a hut in most of the pegs. There's actually that solar panel is to charge your phone. There's some USB ports. Anyway, we're in peg 6. You book the pegs. It's 7 till 7 AM or 7 PM till 7 AM or 24 hours. So we've booked 24 hours, 7 PM last night. I got here about 6:30 and it was already going dark. So we got the rods out quick. We just flicked them out. Now I put the first rod out, and as I was setting the alarm, it was off. But it was eels. I'm pretty sure it was eels. I just had a roach head on, and yeah, there was nothing there. There was no signs of damage or anything, but the bobbins were just dancing. So yeah, and then we had all that, the wind to contend with at the back end of Storm Amy, and it's still windy now. And it was, yeah, so I was up all night with bleeps for either eels just plucking, the guts were coming back empty off the fish. That's all I can presume it is. The bailiff has told me there's big eels in here, but I'm guessing that's just small eels, because you know, 1-2 pound eel would just roach head it, just take a lot. Like, anyway, so at the moment we've got 3 rods out. We've got a roach tail, a whole roach, and a roach head. So well, I was getting no sleep. Like I said, all the bleeps. At about 3 o'clock in the morning, the middle rod pulled up, bobbin held up to the top of the alarm, and anyway, yeah, I'm pretty sure I pulled out of a fish. So yeah, a bit gutted. And then this is 3 AM. I'd had 20 minutes sleep. Anyway, to be honest, wasn't sure whether I was going to film or not, because it was just going so badly. Then this morning I redid the rods at about 6:30, refreshed the rods, and then I went back to sleep. Got up about 10, and then I'm pretty sure, well, I had a current on the right hand rod, positive bite, but I've come here off the back of the Ginger Fisherman. Now he just did 2 day sessions on here. I thought I was in the same peg as him, but I'm not. He was in the peg opposite. So across the way there, that is peg 9. There was a couple of guys in there carp fishing this morning. There's a bank there that goes to the island. So that's like, if you focus. So effectively, that's like the end of the lake down there. That's like a dead end, and it comes round here. And there's all sorts of islands and stuff. I'll put a picture over the top. But anyway, his first session in February was on that peg 9 over there. And as you can see, it's free now. So I think what I might do, I've spoke to the bailiff. Now he said it's a good spot here. He's pointing me in the right direction. The middle rod of moves to where he thinks is a good spot. There's like a twig sticking out of the water. That's the boundary for this peg. He said cast towards there. So that's what I've done. But there's no rain forecast. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pack down the bivvy, and pack everything down, and I think I'm going to make a move for the afternoon, because I got till 7 tonight. On peg 9, so that's what I'm doing. I was slow pack down now, and then I think I'm going to make a move to over there if nothing happens here. But he caught all his fish in the day. I think the first session he landed 3, lost 3, so they can be annoying, you know, for dropping the baits, the smaller Zander. And then on his second session, which I'm not really sure, trying to work out which peg he was in, I can't figure it out, but he had a lot more. That was in April. Now it's still warm now, so I did expect the action to be kind of thick and fast, if I'm honest. There's a few pike in here as well, so I'm very surprised we haven't had a run doing, you know, everything as far as I can tell, right? So like I said, I wasn't going to make a video, but I thought I will, you know, at least people can have an idea, because there's not much stuff on YouTube. When I looked, other than his fishing videos, there's not a lot. So yeah. So as I say, in the corner down there, you've got your peg 9, and you've got another peg 8 there. Most of the pegs seem to be double pegs. And then if we just come here, that's peg 7's hut. That's a double swim effectively, so you've got a peg there and there's a peg there. We're not too far from the rods, we'll just poke the foam round the corner here. That's where you park for peg 6 and 7, so nice and close. Here's peg 7. Quite fancy it here, to be honest. This does look spot on. Maybe this might be a move. That tree line looks ideal. And without that wind, the wind has been driving me crazy. That's peg 7. And then this is peg 6, double swim again. This is the other side of it. And then, like I said, there's all like dot islands and stuff. Really cool looking lake. Don't know how many are on still. As we can see a couple. See one bivvy over there. It was packed though. It was certainly busy last night, from what I could see from cars and stuff. But like I said, it was busy. It was it was dark. And yeah, it's £25 for 24 hours. Can't remember how much a day is. You can use 3 rods, but if you're in these double swims, some of them you can only have. So if there's 2 of you, you get 2 rods each. But if you're on your own, you get 3 rods. Right. I'll start packing it really slowly, and yeah, fingers crossed we get something. So guys, we've made the move. Trying to get out of the wind, but the wind's followed us. This basically peg 7, so it's right next to the car park. Yeah, peg 7 was absolutely, flat calm. The wind was pushing more down that way, and it's turned a little bit, but it's still a little bit calmer here. The alarms were doing my head in around there, and it just didn't seem to be happening. I do believe there's numbers of fish in here, so I think that, we should have been getting bites. I think we're just not on the fish, so we're going to give it maybe an hour and a half. So we're fishing from the hut on peg 7, and we're just fishing off the barrow basically, just minimal stuff, unhooking mat and that, and yeah, everything else is packed away in the car, so we'll give it, I don't know, an hour, maybe 2, we'll see how it's going, and then we're going to go over to that peg 9, that is definitely completely out of the wind. And the bailiff did say to me that it's very snaggy, and that's where the junior fisherman caught some fish from. So, I suppose I fancied this peg 7 just because of the tree line here. I thought like the bait fish might be along here, and again on peg 9, more likely I was basically fishing open water really. And I think with the wind and stuff, I think the bait fish are going to be more in the edge with the numbers of Zander in here. So that's the thinking anyway. Let's see how we get on. So we'll do a couple of hours here, and then I'll hopefully get back to you with a fish. Otherwise I'll get back to you on peg 9. Well guys, this is it, last chance saloon. We're on peg 9 now. I give it an hour in peg 7. For spin you around, so this is peg 9. It's blocked off there to the island. There's no access onto there. So this is the end of the lake, if you like. And then I've actually seen, which I'm pretty sure, well, not 100%, but fizzing out there, which I'm sure was a carp. I think I've saw a carp, and I've saw a couple of the fish. Now I didn't really see anything down there, so that's where we've come from. That's where we were. That's the other swim that's part of classed as peg 6 next to it, if there's 2 of you. And then that's peg 7. We were on here. Oops, sorry. We were on here, and that's peg 7's other swim, if you're having a focus. if you're having a social, the one on the right, that's peg 7. But we were in peg 7 on the left as we're looking at it. But the wind typically followed me. Amy followed me there. But now we've definitely got it off our back. And yeah, and there's a hut on this peg as well. I think there is actually a hut for every peg, thinking about it. There is, yeah. Some of them you can't see, like peg 8 you can't see it, but it is to the side as I've just driven past. This swim parking is literally right here, so no walk at all. No peg number on here. USB charging. USB charging. I think it works, it's got the numbers on it. Anyway, like I said, we've seen some fish, so that's better than anything. And I did see something, maybe 2 small fish toppings, so yeah, I feel confident. This is one of the swims that the ginger fisherman fished in as well. So we've just put one here, and one here. There was a bit of silt on the rigs from 7 up against them trees. But yeah, this is it. Last chance. Let's see what happens. Well guys, this is it. It's the last 10 minutes, so I suppose this is a good 10 minutes though. Just it's going dark. Yeah, absolutely gutted. I thought I was going to catch quite a few, to be honest, going off the ginger fisherman's videos at this time of year. I don't know, thought I'd had a pike or something, but nothing. Shame I wasn't carp fishing, because this peg has been stuffed full of carp. I've been watching them up and down, feeding, fizzing, everything. But yeah, but that's not what we're here for. But anyway. Yeah, obviously if I get one, then I'll film it. But yeah, it's not looking good. So hopefully you can take something from this. It's quite a shallow lake overall. It's very shallow by the island. Yeah, I was watching a bird along the island, and yeah, it's just inches deep. So I do think the water level's down. Looking at the edges, though, looks as though it's down about 2 foot. But anyway, it's a blank, gutted. So sorry there's been no fish action. Hope you can take something away from the video, information about the place, etc., and have a look at the pegs. And you see the parking, no need for a barrow, which I did bring, but yeah, who knows, may come back for another go at it. But anyway guys, thank you very much for watching. Hope you join me in the next one. Cheers, bye now.